Expedia Cruises, and we are more than just cruise vacations. Whether it's custom vacation packages, tours, all-inclusive resorts, or flights, hotels, and activities, we are here to plan, book, and safeguard every leg of your journey. Visit expediacruises.ca and we will help you secure your travel by phone, online, or at an Expedia Cruises location in your neighborhood, where you can get the advice you seek, no matter what your dream vacation might be, air, land, or sea. Expedia Cruises, air, land, and sea vacations.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the Expedia Cruises Time to Tour event. My name is Josie Rubino, and I manage the land vacation supply for Expedia Cruises in both Canada and the United States. Today, we're going to be hearing from some of our amazing partners who are here to really inspire all of you to start dreaming about your next vacation, whether it's going to be a tour through Europe or an African safari. But before I bring them out, I do want to go over a couple of housekeeping tips that are going to ensure that you guys have the best possible experience today. So just the next slide, please. All right, so let's go over these housekeeping tips. So the first one is with technical problems or any technical issues. What I'm going to suggest you do is log out and log back in. Sometimes it is just a small glitch, and by logging out, logging in, it fixes it or it addresses it, and then everything should work out okay. Also with videos, so we do have a couple of videos that will be playing today. Again, if you can't hear the video correctly, or if it's kind of skipping for you, whatever it might be, you can log out, log in, or just wait it out. And at the end of the video, you should be able to hear and see everyone again. Now, the second one here is all around adjusting your view. So you have the opportunity, or the ability, I should say, to adjust your view to see whatever it is that you would like to see more of. So if you want to see more of the presenter, you can do that, or you can adjust, you can just slide the little icon on the top there, and you can see more of the presentation. Now, the third tip is all around submitting your questions. So if you have any questions, at the bottom of the screen, there is a Q&A box. You can go ahead, you can enter all of your questions in there, and then we do have some specialists and experts that are here to answer those questions for you. One thing to keep in mind is if it's something specific to, a past booking or something that we couldn't answer that's more generic, I do recommend that you reach out to your vacation consultant, and they would be more than happy to answer those questions for you. Sorry. And then the final one here is that today's event is being recorded. So if you have to jump off early, or if you do have any technical issues, or if you want to watch it again, because let me tell you, I've seen the videos and I've seen these pictures, and it's absolutely fantastic and beautiful. So if you do want to watch it again, the event recording will be available within 24 hours. So again, you can just reach out to your vacation consultant. Now, one last thing before I go to the next slide, or we already did, that's okay, we'll stay on this slide here. One last tip for you. At the end of today's presentation, we will be giving away a $250 credit that you can use towards one of these amazing tours. So you have to stay on for the entire presentation. Don't jump off. Wait to the end, and you might be the lucky winner. So now that we've reviewed the tips, I think it's time just for me to quickly review who we are. So at Expedia Cruises, our vacation consultants are experts in all things travel. They can assist you with your cruise vacation, your local vacations, your all-inclusive vacations, and of course, what we're going to talk about today is your tour or safari vacations. What's more, our vacation consultants can be found at an Expedia Cruises location right in your community. So when you book with an Expedia Cruises, you will be working with local travel experts that are there to provide you with advice you can trust and amazing service before, during, and after your vacation. which brings me to why we're here today. If you want to jump to the next slide. Today, we're going to be learning all about exciting tours in Africa and Europe. So with that, I think it is time that I bring out our first presenter of the day. Josh, if you want to come onto the screen, there you are.
Hello. Hello, and thank you, Josie, so much. My name is Josh. I'm the Director of Accounts with the TTC Tour Brands. And you may not know TTC, but we are the Travel Corporation. So we're a family of brands. Started over 100 years ago in South Africa, and now we've kind of spanned the globe into different experiences that you can experience all around the world. What's really wonderful about the Travel Corporation is that we're split into so many different types of brand and experiences that we want to make sure that you can really provide kind of a great experience for wherever you're going to be traveling. So today I'm joined by some really wonderful colleagues and friends that you'll meet along the way. So we have Sarah from Brendan Vacations, which just focuses on Ireland and Scotland. We have Kevin with us today. He just focuses on amazing safaris all across Africa. But what we really want to do today is kind of discuss where you can tour and how you can see the world with a few of our brands. So really, it really is time to tour the world. Kevin and I just returned back from Europe on Sunday, and it's a great place to go off and travel. Things feel normal, feels ready to go, and we want you to go off and experience the world. So what we're going to do, we're going to take you a little journey all around the world, and we're going to start in North America. And we want to start with one of our favorite brands, Trafalgar. One of the great things about Trafalgar is we want to make sure that you feel empowered in exploring the destination however you see fit. And one of the ways that we can do that is with our small group adventure trips. And these are actually our newest travel experiences that we can offer here in the United States. And they're actually traveled by Mercedes-Benz Sprinter vans. They're small vehicles, so it's only a 17-passenger vehicle that allows for a travel director, a driver, and all of your luggage. And you can kind of see on the screen there are outlets. There are really comfortable seats. It's a great opportunity to go off and see some of the smaller regions of the U.S. and some of those big parks too. So you can see some of the itineraries that we offer: Yellowstone and the Tetons, deserts of national parks, which is one of my favorites, Yosemite, but also Lassen Volcanic National Park. And these are all active. So if you want to get out and really go off and explore a little bit off that beaten path, you can go hike in Glacier. You can go do some really unique food festivals throughout California. But the one I want to just kind of focus on is our Arizona Discovery in the Grand Canyon. I'm really excited. So if you haven't been to the Grand Canyon, you haven't been to Arizona, it's a must for everyone that lives in North America, whether it's in Canada or in the US. This is a really great trip because we only run it in the fall, winter, and spring season. So the temperatures never get too hot. And so you can really enjoy your time throughout the entire trip. The itinerary is kind of great. It's seven nights, 3 nights in Flagstaff, 2 in Sedona, 2 in Scottsdale. And you get to visit all sorts of little parks, whether they're state parks or national parks throughout Arizona. Some of the things that we do on this trip, you'll visit the Desert Botanical Gardens there in Scottsdale, really kind of go off and see what real life plants are like and how they you get to learn a bit how they grow in the Sonoran Desert, because it really is one of the toughest environments in the world for plants to grow. So you kind of get to learn a little bit about that and how the indigenous cultures are connected to all these plants. You'll go off and do a desert bloom picnic and some really wonderful tours of the surrounding areas of Sedona and Scottsdale. We'll also go, one of the great things on all of our Be My Guest experiences are all of our Trafalgar trips are our Be My Guest experiences. And that is when you go to a small family-owned farm or vineyard or orchard and have a really great lunch with the family, learn a little bit about their life, and kind of see how they grow up or how they live there in Sedona. It's a work you're going to do at the Javelina Leap Vineyards. It's a small family-owned winery that's just outside of Sedona, and they host us for this really special lunch. And you got to learn about how the grapes grow in such interesting conditions and why it tastes so wonderful. We'll also make sure that we're connecting with locals. We want to make sure that you're immersed in the destination you're going to. So you're going to go off on a guided sunset hike with some optional guided meditation or yoga. There's lots of free time on these itineraries. And so you'll be able to go off and explore some of the museums or art or restaurants around the Sedona area as well. So really kind of a lot of free time on all of these small group adventure trips. And then you're obviously going to go off and visit all these icons, right? You can go off and choose if you want to go to Lowell Observatory or you want to go to the Museum of Northern Arizona. You can go off and see some of the icons like Sunset Crater Volcanic National or in New Mexico, or obviously going to Grand Canyon. What you want to do? Do you want to go off on a hike? Do you want to do the cultural center? The choice is yours, right? Which is really, really amazing. We will also make sure that we're visiting some of the indigenous communities around the Grand Canyon area, so that way you can feel connected and immersed and understand the history and lore of the Grand Canyon and not just seeing it with your eyes. All the different properties that we use are boutique style. They're really kind of unique inns and cottages across this trip on Arizona, but also across all of the Sprinter bands. So if that's something that you're interested in, you like the boutique style experiences, hotels, you want a little bit of hiking and being active with some great food, but also feeling connected to that destination, our Trafalgar Sprinter van trips are really great for you. So you can go off to one of the local cruise centers and they'll be able to find a perfect itinerary that will fit your interests. And so there's a few of them there, but they can also help you find some really great trips. So we kind of did a quick USA experience, but now I want to go down to Latin America. If you've never been to South America, it's one of my favorite destinations. And of course, it is Peru, right? And so Peru is a wonderful destination. All of our brands go there, but I really love the traveling with Luxury Gold. Luxury Gold is the expert in creating those truly exceptional experiences where it's small group, you're staying in top tier 5 and 6-star hotels. In fact, this shot is just right outside of the hotel that you visit on Luxury Gold. And it's all about those VIP experiences where we'll make sure that you kind of get to see the destination off hours and there's no other travelers except for just you on this trip. But it's also about connecting with the people and the locals of the destination.
While on our Treasures of the Incas journey in Peru, we arrive in Chinchero, a small town nestled in the heart of the Sacred Valley. Here, we meet Nilda Calanyapa, who has made it her mission in life to bring jobs to her community, improve the lives of local women, and revive the art of traditional textile weaving. A Treadright Foundation grant recipient, we're proud to support Nilda as she builds a thriving community.
I'm Nilda Calanyapa Alvarez. We are at the Weaving Center, the first Weaving Center in Chinchero, which is one of the centers that belongs to the Center for Traditional Textiles of Cusco. This is a center to preserve the Andean textile that we have inherited from our ancestral cultures long before the Incas, many thousands before the Incas. This is a project started by women, for women, managed by women. We are trying to preserve our Andean Peruvian patrimony, which is the textile arts that we have in this part of the world. The project was founded in 1996 as a Center for Traditional Textiles Cusco. In this group, we are near 100 members, but in the total with the Center for Traditional Textiles of Cusco, there are over 600 members. As a part of our mission of reviving techniques that they were used in the past, we reintroduced natural dyeing in 1998. Since then, we use only natural alpaca colors and natural dyed colors, which comes from the many parts of the plant, from the highland, from the jungle, from the valleys, over dyeing many of those colors with many different plants and mordants will make brighter colors and rich in the intents of the colors. And that's environmentally healthier, for us healthier, totally color fast, and that's how used to be our ancient textiles. The impact that the ladies, the weavers, create with this first weaving center in Chinchero, it's an opportunity for the women to create income, opportunity to give to the young people to stay in their birthplace and hold our culture alive besides just a weaving. The impact was huge in this town and also regionally in the whole country and probably in the outside of the country. The visitors who come to this weaving center, they have an opportunity to meet these master weavers, share their history, and I hope they get a little bit of experience in understanding how amazing is to produce these textiles. We start our weaving and learning process from the very young age, usually 7, 8, 9 years old. We start with a narrow band, then you go little belts and wider belts, and then finally to the larger backstrap loom weaving. Depends how much you practice. So maybe 15, 16, 18, 20 years old, you will be a good weaver already.
Suti en Gracia, Quispe Castro. Ya 45 años se me dice mamá, la semana no kata que ya na pawang mi, che iraiku pin no que hacían porque ya na pawang wawaiku no iwaipi, no wasipi, me faltas tan arantiku naipa, wawaiku no educación nimpa. Lui no calyancani, che razón con el tiempo que no casillani.
The Thread Right Foundation, a few years ago, I had a great honor to meet them, and they like to support us and also share with their visitors and visit us. We share the history. They supported us improving the infrastructure, making us better our gallery, and making the exhibition of the living house. For us, it's a wonderful assistance, and we are very lucky to share with their visitors, in this place. Our dream is to expand after all these years our center, and we are hoping and dreaming to have a textile museum in the Cusco city or around. Also, we would like to improve our education department so we can have more workshops, we can have more opportunities to the young people to get more information about Peruvian textiles, and also to have exchange projects with the other parts of the world.
Definitely a special experience to go to Peru and kind of go to Chinchero and watch some of the wonderful things that they do. So if you want to go to Peru, you gotta go with luxury gold. But now I want to go back to time to tour the world, and we want to travel from Latin America to Europe. And I want to bring on a very special friend, Sarah who focuses on our Brendan Vacations brand, and that's just focusing.
Thank you, Josh. Well, I'm so excited to talk about Ireland because it's time to tour the Celtic Isle, and we cannot wait to welcome guests back. You know what? Our green carpet is out and waiting for your arrival. With Expedia Cruises team, we can help find that perfect itinerary for you when traveling to the wonderful Emerald Isle. My name is Sarah Hamilton, and today I'm going to give you a little brief overview of what to expect and how we bring the destination to life with Brendan Vacations. We like to say we're anything in a kilt, right? We're going to be your Irish experts. No matter how you want to travel throughout Ireland, we have you covered. We're going to connect you to the real heartbeat of the Celtic Isle, which is the people. We really have something for absolutely everyone when it comes to visiting our beautiful Emerald Isle. Maybe you want a romantic trip, you're celebrating, maybe you're traveling with family, you maybe want to do a luxury style vacation, you want to follow in the footsteps of your Celtic clan, maybe you want to find some ancestry, or maybe you want to play a little bit of golf. We have something for everyone, no matter who or how you want to travel in Ireland. We have different travel styles on offer: private chauffeur, luxury self-drive, regular self-drive, and locally hosted rail. These are individually handcrafted itineraries that are perfect for you. And working with your amazing Expedia Cruise team, we can handcraft that itinerary, bringing that destination to life. And who makes all these things come to the fore? Well, it's our amazing Celtic team who will work with the amazing Expedia Cruise team. We have a wonderful team on the ground at home in Dublin behind our little wee blue door, led by the amazing Catherine Riley. She's got the fabulous white hair. She has been in the hospitality industry for more than 37 years. She has made friends with hoteliers, local specialists, to make sure that when you are traveling with us, that we can create that perfect itinerary for you. We are so proud to have our team in Ireland, and we are so proud that we can actually put together these incredible itineraries and unique experiences to help form once in a lifetime connections from the expertise, knowledge, and passion of our dedicated team. And it's going to be carefully woven into every one of Brendan's handcrafted itineraries. And of course, we have so many properties and wonderful places to stay when you come to Ireland. And we have hand-selected, hand-picked a number of castles, hotels, manors, B&Bs that are really going to make your trip exceptional. And every one of these properties has been hand-selected on our relationships with our local hoteliers. So for example, here's the wonderful Ashford Castle, very close to my heart. You want to go and stay in a 5-star property, partner with our Red Carnation Hotel Group over on the west coast of Ireland. This 800-year-old castle is absolutely spectacular. Set on the shores of Loch Corrib, it's sprawling, beautiful, magnificent property. And stories from this property, it's incredible. Once home to the Guinness family, now one of our, it's like our crime jewel in Ireland. We are so proud of it, and it's stunning. And you can stay in these beautiful rooms, but also have the wonderful activities and experiences that come with it. Wine tasting in the cellar. You want to make your own gin, some golfing. You want to go and do some falconry. Why not? While you're there, where these majestic hawks come from flight and land on the perch of an arm, they are spectacular. So if you're coming to Ireland, a stay in a castle is definitely a must. We have beautiful castles all around Ireland as well, and stunning manors as well. I'm going to just name a few, like Adair Manors, like this neo-Gothic architectural masterpiece, and it's actually once the family seat of the Earls of Dunraven. If you want to stay in hotels, we have fabulous hotels, and of course the lovely quaint B&Bs as well, like wonderful Ardfield, and you get to see the lovely Bernadette. It's a peaceful residence with breathtaking views of Owenby Valley, and they also have like top class show jumping and event horses that are bred and trained here. So a wonderful properties, and these properties all have stories to tell. So you can mix and match these properties when on your travel style. You can stay in all castles if you want. You can stay in a mixture of castles, hotels, manors. It's all going to be personal to you. And of course, it's all in personal what kind of travel style you like to travel in. Maybe you want to do a private chauffeur where we're offering the finest accommodations, luxury transportations, and expert guidance. So again, we handcraft each itinerary, traveling with a local storyteller in a luxury car. You want to see those iconic sites? No problem. You want to go off the beaten track and do unique, exclusive experiences? We can accommodate that too. I'm working with your amazing advisor. We will handcraft that itinerary specially for you. Like maybe you want to have a Guinness, go to the Guinness storehouse, have an amazing connoisseur experience, or want to go and do some genealogy over in the Epic Museum in Dublin. No matter where you are in your journey, if you're just beginning, we can connect you with a genealogist in Dublin. Or if you know exactly where you want to go, where it's a little village like my village, where there's 3 pubs and 25 houses, we can build that into the itinerary. So whatever your preferences are. Or if you prefer maybe traveling on your own, but you want to have those exclusive, unique experiences we offer the luxury self-drive. So driving on your own in luxury, staying in properties from Catherine's collection, and having those exclusive experiences like private walks at Giant's Causeway, private experiences with Tracy in her wonderful little thatched cottage and you get to bake some bread. Or maybe you want to play some golf. We can take care of everything. All you got to do is bring your wee shoes. We'll organise the tea times, the golf clubs, the whole itinerary. So again, working with your amazing advisor, we can do that. Or travelling by rail is another great option. You're on your own, but you're never alone. Where a local host, a local Brendan specialist will meet you in each city that you visit for an hour, 2 hours at your hotel, and they can tell you the secrets of their city, what you should do. Of course, we plan all these itineraries for you. Have the independence, and then you can get the train on your own, go to the next city, and meet your next local host. So on your own, but never alone. And of course, incorporating experiences that you want, like food tours, visit Titanic, or maybe you want to go and do a self-drive. Self-drive is so easy to do in Ireland. We drive on the right side of the road, as I like to say. We handcraft that itinerary, the accommodations from Catherine's collections, and again, of course, include those wonderful experiences. Hiking, if you're Game of Thrones fans, we really have something for everyone. So there's a wee snippet of our different travel styles: private chauffeur, luxury self-drive, and locally hosted rail. We have something for everyone. And working with your amazing Expedia cruise team, we can help handcraft that itinerary, what's unique to you and what you want to do. So really have travel for everyone. And we're a nation of storytellers, and we are going to connect you to the heartbeat of the Celtic Isle, which is the people. So a big Gareva Mila Maya God, thank you for listening today. Thank you for having us. And we cannot wait, as I said, to have you come join Ireland and come and experience the destination so you can create your own memories that are going to last a lifetime.
Amazing. Thank you, Sarah. I absolutely love Ireland. If you haven't had the chance to go to Ireland, make sure it's on your bucket list. But in Europe, we're going to go from one big eye to the next, and that is everyone's favorite, Italy, right? And so I really want to showcase our Trafalgar, Italy destinations, because remember, with Trafalgar, it's really that immersive experience while you're touring across your destination, to really be able to have that fantastic connect with locals and feel like you're part of the community of which you're traveling to. If there's some really wonderful things you can experience or visit while you're in Italy. And so one of them might be this wonderful Be My Guest experience. This is actually on our Best of Italy and Greece. So you get to see 2 amazing countries. And this is when we're actually going to go right over Florence. We're going to go to this beautiful villa and farm that just kind of looks over the hills of Florence. You can actually see the city there in the skyline. And it is kind of like you're stepping back, right? So you're going to go visit an Italian count. And you're going to go to this destination where there's been plenty of famous Italian films that are constantly shot there. With just sweeping grounds and some amazing scenery from the olive orchards and vineyards. You might know A Room with a View. That's one of the more famous movies that have come out of this this farm, this area. But you can just feel like you're a famous actor or actress, which is really great. It's a 15th century olive oil estate where the count that owns and lives in this destination will welcome you into their home, share their family history with you, and of course, you'll be able to taste some of their family favorite recipes. So they'll make you a beautiful dining experience, whether it's a lunch or dinner. And it's all Tuscan favorites that have with some of the olive oil products that they've just kind of recently picked. It's a really unique experience to go off into someone's home in Italy. And so we're happy that we can do it. But we also want to make sure that you're connected with the places you sleep, right? And so while we use all these beautiful city center 4- and 5-star hotel properties, we also have some amazing stays with story properties across our Trafalgar brand that really showcases the destination of where you're going to stay. So in Assisi is one of our favorite Italian stays with stories. And this is actually a Franciscan convent that was originally built to welcome pilgrims visiting Assisi on their way to Vatican City or to Rome. And now it's turned into this amazing hotel that's rich of history that you can go off, check out all the little courtyards and passageways of the hotel, because it's kind of like you're on a big city block, which is cool. We also want to dive into culture. So you go to a cooking class with that guy right there. His name is Chef Libero. He's kind of in the middle. He will teach you how to cook a Tuscan dinner. Or you go to his favorite local food market. You'll get some amazing ingredients and come back and learn to cook again. But you also check out the highlights. Right? Here's one of our travel directors to talk about.
So now I'm gonna take you on a little walk of the streets of Rome.
Oops.
Do it like an Italian do. Cappuccino in your hand and follow me. Andiamo. So, do you know where the name of the Trevi fountain comes from? Trevi, tre vie, 3 streets. Trevi, tre vie, 3 streets. Basically, the Trevi fountain is built at the intersection point of 3 streets in Rome. Easy. And while we keep walking around the streets of Rome, there is a Roman temple dedicated to Emperor Hadrian and built on the 2nd century after Christ. While we're here, there is another thing you need to check. You see below? Below at the base of the temple, this is where the ancient street and the ancient city of Rome was built. Above it is where nowadays we walk. So if you want to think about Rome's architecture, you better think about a big lasagna. Layers. I know, it's always about food, sorry. And next, one of my favorite places in Rome. This is where I always go wow. Have a look. The Pantheon, one of the oldest Roman buildings in the city of Rome. Founded in the 1st century before Christ, rebuilt by Hadrian in the 2nd century after Christ. It's incredible to think that after 2,000 years, it's still standing here. Pantheon means temple to all gods. And a little curiosity about Rome, did you know that Rome has the highest number of obelisks in the world, even more than Egypt? And while talking about obelisks, another one located on top of the beautiful fountain made by Bernini, the 4 Rivers Fountain, located right in the center of Navona Square. And another of my favorite spots in Rome, well, that's an easy one. So let's be honest. There is so much to say about this church, St. Peter's Basilica, about this square, about the city of Rome in general. So I'm leaving you with the curiosity. And next time, you can come. It's gonna be sunny, there's gonna be a lot of people around, and I'm gonna wait for you. Ciao.
I love Rome, love walking the streets of Rome, going off getting gelato, maybe finding some local Parmesan cheese like here, or going off and visiting some of the crafts like we do in Perugia, to check out some local crafts and handy things. But we also have family trips in Italy, right? Across the world, we have some wonderful family trips, but we have some Italian experiences that are built just for anyone from 5 years old all the way to 95, so families can make experiences together. But from Italy, one obelisk destination, we want to move down to Africa and learn about another obelisk destination with our premium tour brand, Insight Vacations. Insight, we want to make sure you're up close and personal. And how great would it be to get up close and personal with the Sphinx, right? You're checking out the pyramids of Giza, but you're having this really wonderful experience right by the Sphinx with your local Egyptologist, or maybe it's sailing down a felucca on the Nile with a wonderful guide, be able to show you some really stylish destinations, be able to have that Egyptian experience, right? But from Africa in the north, I want to invite my friend Kevin on, and we're going to go actually down to Africa in the south. So Kevin, hello.
Well, hello, Josh. Hello, everybody. What a wonderful evening it is, and what a great pleasure it is to be with you all. I am so proud and privileged that we partner with Expedia Cruises, and that we bring you, as you can see, not just Europe and Africa, but the whole world as well. So in the next couple of minutes, it is my pleasure to take you on what will truly be an express route to Africa. My friend Josh is undertaken to drive this presentation while I speak. So moving on to the next slide, Josh, and you'll forgive me as we're going through, I do need to prompt him to do that. But one of the great things about African travel is that we give you a choice of exceptional experiences. At African Travel, almost everything we do is a customized experience. We want you to travel in the style and at the pace that you are accustomed to doing so. And doing this, but it doesn't mean that we're going to throw you to the lions, that if you're traveling on an independent basis, as we'll see in our next slide, we actually have an incredible array and a wonderful network of people right across all the countries of Africa that we service. So we are local here in the United States, along with all of our sister brands at Travel Corporation, but we're local in Africa as well. This means we're there for you, we're on the ground. It is our people at African Travel who are there waiting to meet you, greet you, and to help you while you are traveling around in what is truly a life-changing experience. Now moving on, I'm going to take a look at some of the trends that we are seeing. And certainly we are finding that everybody is looking to make travel matter. This is such an important part of everybody's trip and giving back. But some of the other trends that we're looking at right now, and in the next slide, we're going to see that what we are seeing is you guys are looking to travel primarily to one country. So it used to be that people would go to Africa and do the 6 or 7 country trip. Now we're seeing so many of you staying in one country, taking the time to explore that country, and then at the end of the trip, instead of jumping on the aircraft, running home, doing your laundry, your emails, going back to work, getting the kids to school, running off and doing the grocery shopping and whatever, you're taking a day or two and you're relaxing on the beach. Every country, or many countries in Africa, offer the ability or certainly accessibility to a beach, and to sit on the beach for a day or two and just stop and think about what we have done for the last 10, 12, 14 days. It's absolutely amazing. And then, once those memories have solidified in your mind, you can then move on. And talking about moving on to the next slide, one of the wonderful things about Africa, this is truly a life-changing destination. So what better way to bond with each other? We are seeing such a huge increase in people going to celebrate their honeymoons, their 50th anniversaries, their 40th anniversaries. Truly something very, very special happens to you when you travel to Africa. And it's something that this is a trip that you want to share with people or a person that you love and care for. And with that in mind, African Travel has a series of itineraries, suggested itineraries with lots of great suggestions of places you can go that are going to do just that and help you bond with each other. We're also looking at multi-generationals as we move along here. And, as in the last couple of years, I think many of us have come to understand and realize that our families are so important to us, our children important. We can have spent so much time together, and it's really great to go on vacation and learn. And, multi-generational is wonderful because Africa is very family friendly. And the thing we hear from everybody coming back from Africa is, wow, my kids have come back as changed people. They got off their devices. They wanted to learn about the wildlife, the conservation of the people of Africa. They are changed people, which is great. Kind of going into another gear entirely, at African Travel, we are very proud to announce that we have launched our Pride Safaris. So this is for those of you who may be members of the LGBTQ plus community or are allies of that community, families or have family in it. So, this is a series of itineraries that make anybody who is LGBTQ plus just very comfortable traveling to Africa. South Africa is very, very welcoming to our LGBTQ plus friends. But there are many other parts of Africa where we can make this happen too. And you can be very comfortable and rest assured that everybody is really going to take care of you and look after you. For those of you who are looking to travel in your private bubbles, this is really cool. And people are like, wow, this is really in the middle of the bush in Africa. Absolutely. The lodges and camps that we work with are at a 5-star level. This is a luxury experience. And many of them have villas that have 2 or 3 bedrooms. So if you want to travel and just with your family or with 2 or 3 couples and friends of yours and you want to be in a private villa, we can make that happen for you. You'll have your own private chef, your private driver, your private vehicle for game drives. We can even do private aircraft for moving you around Africa, private helicopters where they need to be. So if that is in your wheelhouse and that's what you're looking for, we can absolutely make that happen. Now, for those of you who like to travel as part of a small group, we do have a series to South Africa, Tanzania, and Kenya. These are our safari vacation packages. These truly are small groups. They go out with a minimum of 4 guests and a maximum of 12. So there is a whole variety of departures that we have available throughout every year. And there's those of you who just like to join a small group and that's your preferred style of travel, then we can make that happen for you as well. And for anybody who might be a solo traveler, we do very much look after you as solo travelers. We're very aware of the plight of the solo traveler, i.e. the single supplement. So we do keep our single supplements as low as possible. And within those safari vacation packages that I mentioned, if you're a solo traveler interested in traveling to Tanzania as part of a small group, we have 9 departures to Tanzania this year, 2022, and they will have no single supplement availability on each of those departures. If you're looking to explore the history of Africa, particularly perhaps in South Africa, heritage travel, South Africa, the apartheid history and the revolution is fascinating. It makes for a really great add-on and bonus in addition to safaring. So we can offer this for you as well. And, every country in Africa has its culture. And as we'll see in the next colorful slide, many countries actually have many cultures, but without doubt, all the cultures in Africa are very colorful. They sing beautifully. They have these wonderful smiles. And something we hear from everybody coming back from Africa is, wow, we knew the wildlife was going to be great, but we were blown away by the people. And we would love to go back and learn more of the people there as well. So I'd like to take you very quickly through some of the destinations that we offer in Africa. South Africa, which I consider to be Africa 101, offers the amazing city of Cape Town. This is surrounded on 3 sides by water, the iconic Table Mountain in the background, a very outdoorsy city. But as we move along and see a little bit more of South Africa, you're going to see that one of the really fun things that we can do are private cooking lessons. So it's not your traditional style of touring that it has to be. There are so many more things you can do in private cooking. What better way to meet some of the locals, stand around a kitchen and cook? We all know how great and how much fun that can be. And then we all sit down and eat together. And then what goes with the cooking? Well, of course, South African wines, and the wine country is spectacular. And Sarah mentioned wine tastings, of course, in Ireland. We certainly have them in South Africa. And I'm just going to add a little adjunct here in conjunction with the wines, is that if you're interested in gin, we actually in South Africa can do elephant dung infused gin. It's wonderful. It sounds odd. It sounds gross, but it is fantastic. When you go to South Africa, you must try it. A definite must. Turning our attention now to wildlife, of course, there is the safari experience in South Africa is simply amazing. And these are where we bring in so many of our Make Travel Matter experiences. It's also where you're going to get all of your wow experiences, or so many of your wow experiences. This is nature. It's not animatronics. I can't guarantee what your wow experiences are going to be necessarily. I can guarantee they will be there, and you're going to be so up close and personal with the wildlife. You're going to be a wow experience for sure. Moving our attention now to East Africa and to the countries of Kenya and Tanzania. These two countries offer the opportunity. They're much more safari-centric. South Africa, we saw that we have the Cape Town experience, we have the safari, and then you can also add on Victoria Falls, which, by the way, one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. But when we talk about Kenya and Tanzania, we're now going to visit 3 or 4 different regions in each of these countries. And each region, while they do offer the animals, is geographically and topographically different. A big attraction in Nairobi is Nairobi National Park. This is the only national park that abuts right up to the center of the city. The animals are thriving here. It's an incredible dichotomy, and it's really kind of a very, very cool experience. But then we like to get you out into the wilderness and into the wilds of Kenya. And here we've got the Roteti Foundation. This is a women's empowerment group. And here what they do is they take orphaned elephants, baby elephants whose parents have been killed, usually by poachers, that are hunting them for their tusks. So here they bring them in, they rehabilitate them, and they return them to the wild with a huge amount of success. This is a really, really great program. Moving along, also in this part of Kenya, we have what we call the Samburu 5. This is one of the really cool things about Africa. You know, you'll say, well, I see up in the top there's a zebra. Yes, and by the way, in Africa, we do call them zebras, not zebras. But this zebra up in this part of Kenya is very, very different. And these 5 species of animal that we're looking for at here, I'm not going to go in great detail about them today, but the rangers love to A, seek them out, and B, then show you and give you an education on why they differ from their cousins in other parts of Africa. I will leave it to the rangers to explain when you actually go there, rather than going through it all in great detail, but it is very cool. But I will quickly mention that down the bottom right there, you did see the ibex. They are the source of the myth of the unicorn. Thank you, Josh, for going back to that. So they are the myth of the unicorn. Also, moving along now, we've got the wonderful, absolutely amazing Serengeti. This is the wild, beautiful open plains of Africa. This is the Africa from the movie Out of Africa, if you've ever seen it. It's just littered. It looks like lots of little ants that are running across here. It's just littered with wildlife. It's absolutely spectacular. It is so, so cool. Now we'll turn our attention to getting off the beaten path a little bit. The places that we've looked at are places you've possibly heard of. But as we go off the beaten path, we'll move first into Rwanda. And Rwanda is really, really known for its gorilla trekking, as is Uganda. Interestingly enough, Uganda is really the sleeping gem of Africa. So few people ever actually go there or know a lot about it, that both these countries offer an incredible opportunity to trek with the gorillas. Moving down south, we go to a complete change of scenery here, and we go into Namibia. Only 5% of people who ever go to Africa actually travel to Namibia, and yet it is spectacular. And all of the animals you would expect to see on a traditional safari to Africa, the lions and the elephants and the giraffes, they're living in these desert conditions. It's spectacular. And right next door to Namibia, in our next slide, we're going to go into Botswana. And it is truly amazing because these two countries do share a border. And yet we've got Namibia on one side that had all the desert. Now we're looking at Botswana, home to the Okavango Delta, the largest inland delta in the world, and absolutely loaded. All the animals here are living in, on, and around the water. There are some fantastic, truly amazing lodges and camps, too numerous to mention here tonight, but one of them is Kidgera Safari Lodge. This is a tented camp. There are 12 tents, but what we're looking at here right now is their baobab suite. It's 4 levels, and it is done in the style of a baobab tree. This is endemic to Africa. And on the top level there, you can see you have the opportunity to sleep out under the African sky. 1,000,000 points of light shining down upon you. It's just amazing. We all live under the same sky, and yet so few of us ever have the opportunity to really see it in all its glory. And tented camps, a lot of you perhaps heard about tented camps, but you think it's going to be a Boy Scout tent with a cot and some kind of igloo cooler. Nothing could be further from the truth. Look at this. How much more out of Africa do you get than something like this? But they have sliding glass doors and they have wood floors. They are spectacular. And look at this coming up. The bathrooms of Africa. Everybody thinks that it's going to be a hole around the, a hole in the ground around the back of the tent or the lodge. Wow, this is truly not unusual for a bathroom in Africa. You can just see yourself lounging in the bubbles in that copper bath with your glass of champagne, and the elephants are walking past the picture window and the fire is crackling behind you. I always say I'm going to put together a Baths of Africa or Bathrooms of Africa itinerary, because one just simply is more spectacular than the next. Then moving along, we also offer some beach destinations. I mentioned earlier about how so many of you do beach. So we do the Spice Islands of Zanzibar, just off the coast of Tanzania. We also go out into the Indian Ocean, and we do Seychelles and Mauritius. And on our next slide, we're going to take you to Madagascar. And Madagascar, of course, is another island out in the Indian Ocean. This is the Galapagos of Africa. 85% of the flora and fauna are found nowhere else on the planet. 107 species and subspecies of lemur. And finally, I left what I consider to be the best to last, and this is the countries of Zambia and Zimbabwe. I am actually born and raised in Zambia, so I'm very biased about this. Draw your attention up there to the top left and top right. This is at Mfui Lodge in Zambia. The lodge was built around a grove of mango trees, and the elephants had been feasting on the mangoes for generations. So after the lodge was built, they were like, well, the heck with your lodge. We're still coming to get our mangoes. Elephants being creatures of habit and tradition, their paths take them through what is now the lobby of the lodge. I'm sure you will agree. I can't guarantee that this will happen while you're there, but if it does, you will absolutely agree. This would be a wow moment in Africa. So with that, I thank you very much for my time. This has been the Express Route through Africa. We love for you. We're waiting for you in Africa. We would love for you to live the African dream and experience everything that we have in Africa. And with that, I am going to send it back to Josie, and we'll see what we've got for a little wrap up and questions.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Kevin. Josh, I'm going to ask you to come back on, but while we wait for Josh to come on here, I have to say, I think I said wow like 30 times. I actually did. I just kept saying wow, wow. So if you guys could hear me, that's what I was saying on the other side of the screen. So I hope everyone watching was having those same wow moments that I was. Now, I know you guys that we are going a little bit over time here. We're running a little bit late here. So if you can just hang tight. I do have 2 questions that I wanted to ask Kevin and Josh before we wrap up. So to start it off, I'll start with Josh, and then Kevin, I know you kind of talked about this a little bit in your presentation, but if you can keep your answer to maybe like 1 minute or less for both of you. So my question is, right now, what is the hottest trend that you are seeing in travel or tours right now?
Yeah, so I think for us, we're seeing a lot of multi-generational family travel. So people have been cooped up for the last 2 years and they want to just travel together. So that's been really, really popular, as well as some of our private chauffeur experiences in Ireland. People want to spend a little bit more money, so they want to go off and stay a little bit extra and stay at these beautiful castles like Sarah mentioned, like Ashford, for instance. Those are our two biggest trends that we're seeing for sure.
Very cool. And what about you, Kevin? I know you did talk to them a little bit, but just maybe repeat it because you had so much
Of course.
today.
Absolutely. And, I do echo Josh. Josh, thank you for making it easy for me. Certainly the multi-generational we're seeing, and that private staying within their bubbles, and the romance, people wanting to spend that little bit extra for the honeymoon and so on, and really connect with each other after all this time. It's been a difficult couple of years for everybody. Just people want to get away and connect with each other.
I love that. And you know what? I'm just gonna little drop a bomb here, not a real one, but I'm getting married and we're getting married in Mexico, but I'm like, that's supposed to be my honeymoon. But now I'm like, oh, I think I need to go to Africa to have my honeymoon. That looks
I think you do, Josie. Absolutely.
It looks so good. All right. So last question for you guys. Kevin, I'll start with you. What is your favorite, whether it's a trip, a tour, or a destination? I know it's probably going to be somewhere in Africa, but what is your favorite that you guys offer?
Well, if I said Hong Kong, you'd all fall out. You'd all pass out, right? Although I love Hong Kong, don't get me wrong. I spent many years there. No, I think my favorite absolutely has to be right now Botswana. Botswana is just the escape from reality. Truly gorgeous, absolutely beautiful, amazing lodges. That bathroom that I showed you with the copper tub, that is in Botswana, as is, of course, Kidjara that I showed you with the Baobab suite. Is spectacular. All of Africa is spectacular, but Botswana for me has that little bit extra to my heart.
Very cool. How about you, Josh?
I was just saying, I think for me, it's definitely going to have to be Italy, right? There's so much great food and culture. And what I like about Italy is every destination that you go to, it's completely different based off the region that you're in. It's cosmopolitan, it's country, it's gelato and ravioli. And I think Italy is definitely it for me for sure.
And you know what? I thought I was going to say Italy with my spot, but I don't know. I'm thinking like where I wanted to go next. I'm thinking Africa.
Africa, it's a good place.
I mean, it's stolen.
It's a good place. Kevin's a lucky guy for sure.
No, that is fantastic. And you know what? I want to thank both of you guys so much for being here today. I know we had a lot of content to review, but I know I'm inspired and I'm dreaming about my next vacation, whether it's in Europe or in Africa or wherever it might be. So I really do hope that everyone watching today, I hope that you are also inspired to book your next vacation. So whether you want to ask some more questions about what you saw today, or if you're just you're ready to just book that next vacation, make sure you reach out to your Expedia Cruises vacation consultant, and they will be more than happy to assist you with that booking. Now, if we can go to the next slide, I did say at the beginning here that we're going to give one lucky attendee a $250 credit. So we're going to do a little drum roll here, and I just got to go look over. And the winner is Lynette Hum. So Lynette Hum, you have won a $250 credit. So please reach out to your vacation consultant for the next steps, and you can use that $250 towards one of these amazing tours that you saw today. So with that, on behalf of our 300 independently owned, locally operated Expedia Cruises locations across Canada and the United States, our truly amazing vacation consultants, and on behalf of everyone here at Expedia, I want to thank all of you for taking the time to be here with us today and for all of your support. It truly does mean a lot. I've heard there's some congratulations in the Q&A box for me, so thanks everyone. So with that, be safe, be kind, and I really do hope to see all of you traveling your way soon. Thanks, everybody.